if your eardrums were busted, I'm sorry. It's a new year. Welcome to 2026. Christian,
That's me.
how do you feel about it?
So, first of all, hey everyone, and welcome to the Let Me Tell You Something podcast. Yes, it is the new year. So, a few things on it. I actually have a thing of like big events that happen throughout the year. I'm going to go through a little bit, not like everything, but kind of. So you had asked our group chat earlier before we did this, before we sat down to record this, how would we rate the year? I remember you asked that, which by the way, you guys, how would you rate the year? I would say, I give it like a 4 overall. Which is, now, let me be clear, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 4.
Okay.
It was not great. It wasn't like the world didn't come to an end or anything. We didn't actually have basically the Holocaust 2.0 or anything like that. We're still here. We can still make content for you guys. The internet wasn't destroyed or I remember last year there was a real fear that myself and a lot of people that make content like I do on my own channel, we were going to get completely shut down by the current admin. That they were going to be no more, and they did try that a little bit in September. They started to kind of crack down. They were saying these radical calling us Nazis, and it's terrible. Meanwhile, they call us all kind of horrible things too. But there was a real fear that, and honestly, that fear isn't totally gone. But there was a real fear that I wasn't going to be able to make the kind of content I have on my channel anymore. And there were a lot of things that have been rough. There's been a lot of kind of like that, a lot of fears, not completely relieved, but assuaged a little bit. Okay, things aren't as bad as I thought they might have gotten. As far as that kind of stuff goes, political and social stuff, a lot of that is because I believe this current admin is very incompetent and can't do the horrible things they want to do. But other than that, on a personal level, because I don't want to get too deep into that stuff right now, on a personal level, I don't know, it was, I've for a while, you and I were consistently going to the gym together. And when I say, well, I mean a month, maybe, we were doing that for a minute. I've been, I've tried, continuing working toward my goals and stuff. I lost my job last January. And then in March, I started working at this new job, which, as you know, and I don't think I mentioned anything about it to the audience, but I'm leaving this job.
In March of last year, right?
Yes. I'm
because we're in a new year.
We're in I'm sorry, it's January now. Yes,
you gotta realign.
Right. Yes, it's going to take some time to realign.
That's right.
Okay, yes, last January of 2025, you're correct. Yes.
Get it right.
January of 2025, I lost and then January of 2025, March of 2025, I started a new job, and I worked there from then. I'm still working there now, but I'm about to leaving on good terms too, which I've never been able to do with the job, so I'm glad. But I'm leaving to go to another job where I'm gonna hopefully make some more money. I'm not crazy about the job itself, but and I guess this kind of gets a little bit into the big thing everybody talks about for the new year, new year, new me kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not really a new thing. It's just I'm working toward my goals. I'm really hoping that, especially with this new job, I know I said this with my new position, but I'm hoping with this actually new job that it'll put me in a position of financial and like time freedom, if you will, that I will be able to focus on the things that I want to, as far as like, content creation, working, like getting myself in shape, building, skills with like dating and stuff, getting better with girls, all that. And I will say, and I know I'm just kind of going on about different things for myself for a minute, but we'll get to you in a minute. But
Thanks, Mom.
But I will. No, you know how it is. We take turns with this stuff sometimes. But I will say, it's so I don't know if you like deal with this at all, but like last night I went out for New Year's with a friend of mine, and not her, like her and I we're good friends, but like there were, we went out, downtown on New Year's Eve. There were plenty of like, hot chicks that I could have I was attracted to, and I if I had the confidence and everything, I could have actually like approached and try to like, hit them up, maybe get a New Year's kiss, get a number, take someone home. I don't know. But I feel, so when I put myself in environments like that, though, I've felt like this many times when like you, myself, and our core friend group has gone out, where I feel like I don't belong here. I feel like I want to belong here. I want to be able to be the person that can just go out and like, hit on girls and like get a number taken back home, whatever. And just have these experiences with women that I find attractive, whatever, and then of course eventually, find someone who I really, really care about and want to develop a relationship with.
Right.
But I feel like I can't be that person. And it hurts because like when I go out on the town, like last night, I feel like I have this, it's a reminder of, you're not that guy. Like, you're not him. You are not. And I want that. I mean, and it sucks because like I'm sure anyone over like in their 40s or 50s or whatever listening to this, like, you're still so young. But like, I'm 28 and I feel like I'm already too old for this. Like, it's not as, because part of it is I feel like it's not as socially acceptable to like pursue the things that I'm pursuing, especially in terms of like casual relationships. I feel like it's kind of a, hey, that's for young people, like, you're out of your 20s, or in my case, almost out of my 20s, you shouldn't be doing that anymore. You gotta settle down and get married and all that. And I'm like, I want to have I do want to have a long-term partner, a lifelong partner. I don't know if she'll be my wife ever, but at least girlfriend. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, so I think a big issue that I have, and I think this kind of gets into the whole like new year, new me kind of thing, right? Because we always see people do this like you went to the gym today, right?
I did.
Was it packed today?
Not really.
That's interesting. Okay, that's good, but that's interesting because a lot of times, the busiest day for the gym is January 1st. That's true. Because especially if you go in the morning, what time did you go though? You went in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, about when did I? I think I went like in like 11.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 11. Yeah,
because it's around. So if you go like early in the morning, especially, it is packed. Like it's ridiculous. Because I started working out in, I think like either October or November of 2021 or 22, and I remember going to the gym January 1st of the next year, 23, 24, whatever, or 20, whatever, and it was packed. I was like, okay, I've been going here a couple months. I go this day. It's because you have all those people who think this is the year where I'm gonna fucking, and that's the main thing. Right? But
you have everybody waiting in line to get on one machine, and it's like, oh god, well.
But I think, and I don't know if you can relate to this. I'm sure there are people listening who probably could, where I feel like for me, a big problem that I have is I feel like the changes that I'm trying to make, or what I'm doing to make those changes, isn't good enough. And I recently, I saw these videos from Healthy Gamer GG, Dr. K, where, one of the things he was talking about procrastination and like why you procrastinate. And I think for me though, it's not even so much that I procrastinate as in just like I'll do it like tomorrow. I think for me it's a situation where it's like, why bother doing this at all? It's not gonna get me anywhere. You know what I mean? Because what I feel is that even if I did just like slim down or put some muscle on or get in shape, whatever, all the things that I want to do, it still isn't actually enough for me to it almost feels like, I don't know if I've ever explained this to you or on the pod or whatever, but I feel like this is part of why people like struggle with their own like New Year's resolutions and stuff, because something that I struggle with is where I feel like anytime I try to do something and so change is hard, right? I feel like anytime, for me, whenever I try to change something, I try to better myself in some way,
right?
It's like I have this it's like I'm an actor and I have a director who's telling me hey, that's not your role. Stick to the script. Like stay in your lane. That's not, you don't get to be this. That's not who I casted you as. That's not who you are supposed to be. And I hate that, because for me, and when I do things like last night, and I'm reminded, I would love to be the guy who could we were in this big group of people, and we had 2 minutes before the ball dropped, right? I would love to be the guy who could just go up to someone and talk to a girl for 30 seconds, whatever, especially on New Year's for a kiss, I don't know, and just charm her and make her want to kiss me, and we share that New Year's, just even something simple like that. I don't even have to get her number or take her home or whatever, but even just something simple like that. I'd love to have that level of charm and attractiveness and stuff, but I feel like I can't do, that's not. Do you ever feel that kind of way where when you try to make improvements on yourself, you feel you can't, because it's that's not who you are. You're not allowed to be that person. Does that make sense?
Yeah. My personality is my personality is one of those things is where it's if you like me, that's great. My personality is essentially if you like me, that's great. Let's vibe. Let's get let's be friends.
Right.
If you don't like me, oh well. It sucks on your part. There's a door. So right. With that, not feeling like I can't do it. I have a very brash personality, and it's I'll if I feel that way, I'll just be hey, I'll make it to where I feel like I belong.
But I'm not talking about other people not making you feel like you belong. What I'm asking is do you have a self-critical voice?
Oh no.
In your head that tells you you can't do this, you can't be you don't. Oh, okay.
Well. Sometimes I do,
good.
But when it comes in, I just say, well, sucks to suck. I'll do it anyways. I don't care what you... inner voice, I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, that's a big part of my personality is
sure.
I'll just oh, you say I don't belong here? I bet. And I'll either do it, and I'll succeed or I fail. And if I fail, I'll be okay, well,
And you say that kind of thing like to your own, like you can say that kind of thing to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. I think that's a very good way to be able to be because, yeah, I don't have that. Or I mean, I do have. I have that voice that is like that is critiquing me.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a very. I think it's like the biggest thing, the biggest like debilitating thing that I have. So on that note, what are your like? How did you feel about the year personally, and maybe like globally or what have you? And how do you feel about? Well, we can get into like going into the new year, but how do you feel about? Yeah, like what are your kind of so then and then getting into the new year, like what are your kind of like goals and stuff? You get what I mean?
Well, I mean, I thought overall, the year 2025, I thought it was a solid. I thought it was a solid 7.
Interesting.
Okay. Obviously there were some ups and downs, but I tend to focus on a lot of the positives than the negatives. So I mean, I'm so like overall, I'd say a 7. And then personally, probably an 8. I would say. Like in my own life and things that I've like told myself I do, I saw myself doing more and more, not too much, but just kind of inching my way towards whatever it is I would tell myself. And one of those things is is trying to get into a relationship. And so far, we're not obviously not at that point yet, but the journey to get to that point it's been pretty positive.
Well, you're doing like friends to lovers.
Yeah. But yeah, so overall the year was a 7. And then personally it was about an 8.
What made the year a 7 overall?
It was just kind of like the personal one. There were a lot of good. Actually,
well, no, but I mean, so like you said, personal is a separate thing. So are you like if would you say are you saying including personal, or are you saying like personally was an 8, but and overall like globally like when I'm thinking when you say that like overall you're talking like in terms of entertainment, in terms of politics, in terms of social stuff, in terms of
just life
global,
in general,
just the way the world was for the last. So you think it was a 7?
I think so. Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Just I don't know. It just feels like a 7.
What were the good things that happened? Not even just personally, but like again, it can even just be like anything with like entertainment or whatever that you're into.
Yeah.
Like what were the good things that happened that made the year good to you?
Well, one of the big things is
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson
season 2.
Okay, season 2,
sure.
And
right at the end, it saved the year.
It did. That and just like different, obviously apart from our friend group, other friends like getting married, just doing all these things, spending time. Well, this would kind of delve into like the personal, but spending more time with my niece to where she's blowing me little cute kisses. She's handing me, she's just little tiny things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I'd say about a 7, and then personally about an 8.
I feel like the way you did that like those are both personal? When you say personal, do you mean like your goals?
Yeah.
Oh,
like in my own personal life.
So your niece and stuff, you're not considering your personal life. But you.
Oh, did I put it under?
Well, I'm just not understanding because you said
I actually think I made this more harder than it is. So just
the year overall.
Just the year overall.
Don't
I'd say 7.5.
Okay, that's okay. Fine.
No, because the people don't need to know the personal life.
Well,
all the personal life.
You were. I mean, that was okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. No, I mean, and the thing is, there were a lot of. So that's how you would like rate the year.
For I made it.
Got me so fucked up.
I made it difficult for myself.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't matter. So overall, 7.5.
So along with that, what are your goals personally for the next year? For this year?
Eating straight up healthy stuff. Okay. I am sick and tired. Fast food joints, I know you're not listening, but you better listen.
There goes our
I'm sick and tired. No, I don't want to be sponsored by them because then I'll be tempted to eat their crap. Man, I'm so sick and tired of on the way to and from work. I'm sick and tired of seeing like 5 McDonald's, 13 top. I'm seeing all of these fast food joints.
Yeah, and I don't even notice them.
Well,
it's crazy.
Probably the way you go, you don't really have that much fast food.
No, I drive like right on the main road.
Oh.
No, I it's like okay, I see them, but they don't like tempt me. I'm not like, oh, I really want to get like. And it actually it's interesting because I think that's like a big thing for like you're not going to be tempted by something you don't care about. So like I've said this before, but like and I think we both kind of talked about this, but like I have never drugs and alcohol or like none of that has like I've never like. Or even gambling, like none of those things have like driven me. Those are things that people typically like get addicted to. None of those things have like been of interest to me. I've known people who have had problems with those things, or some do in some cases, some still do. But like, and you're the same way. Especially with things like alcohol and stuff, right? Where like we'll drink like socially a little bit, but you didn't want to go out with me last night.
I'll be honest. I am unk. I am now.
Oh my god.
I don't really know. I looked online one time.
Yeah.
And there is no like
no.
official like what is considered.
No, there's not.
What is it? It's like young boy, little brother, big brother, unk.
Okay. You know what unk really means?
Whatever. What does it mean?
When someone calls you unk, they're really just saying like you're out of touch. Oh, you're unk. You're out of touch, man. Like that's really what they're saying, right?
Well, I mean unk as like there are some things like I've never been again much of a going out to like clubs and bar hopping. It just doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
And so like I'll have a good time being like the designated driver.
Right.
But like it just doesn't like in my head I know I could be doing other things.
Right.
But
So it's funny you say that because for me, and again this gets into like my goals and stuff. So I don't really care about like going to bars and stuff either for the sake of it. Like, I hear people say like, oh, like, the best way to like get in a relationship or whatever is to like not be looking for someone. But like if I'm going to a social setting, that's one of the things I'm there for. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like if I'm going to a bar, unless I'm going out with a friend, especially if I'm going by myself, I'm going to pick up girls. Like that's my purpose for being there. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to try to like hook like pick up and hook up with girls.
Right.
I don't care about because and I don't really understand what other purpose there is either. Like I don't know, that's just me, but like I don't see a purpose to like
a bar other than
going
like, and picking up girls.
Well, just like not even just. I mean, whatever you're into. Is there a bug?
Yes, there is, and I just murdered it.
Good job. We get
freaking about to kill me dead. No, I'm just kidding.
We get bugs sometimes here. It's not fun.
Freaking my bugs. And it's because of the stupid. It's because it's Florida.
I know.
But yeah, I felt it. I felt it tickling my ankle. I was like
crawling up you.
Yeah, it was right here. I was like, you stupid bug.
That's crazy.
I hope you die and wither away.
That's not a good. But hey, at least it's not like Asmongold's ass.
Ew.
I remember.
Shoot, no. In the past, I'd say, "I'll clean your house for free." Nah, fam. You're gonna give me a good portion of your streaming income to clean your nasty, dirty, dead rabbit, dead squirrel, dead rat.
Yeah, he uses like a rat as an alarm, a dead rat as an alarm clock or something. Like
how? Why? So dead.
So the way he no. So apparently, this is the lore. What he says is like when the sun hits it, when the sun comes up and the sun hits it, it starts to stink. And the smell wakes him up.
When the sun hits it, it starts to stink. If it's dead, it's gonna stink anyways, regardless of the sun.
But it smells worse because of the heat. The sun, the heat from the sun.
The own smell of his house should be the alarm clock, not the rat, because his whole house.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's
not good.
Again, I know you're not listening. Oh my god.
That'd be crazy if you was.
But if you're listening, which I know you're not, but if you are, by any chance, listen. And I know you said in the past that you like your living space, which I don't know how you freaking could. But if you're listening,
you're gonna direct this to him.
I will clean your house. But you gotta give me a good portion of your streaming income, because I ain't cleaning that nasty for free. Nasty.
Yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good.
And I'm going to introduce you to water, okay?
Oh, yeah, because he's always drinking some kind of soda on the stream. Yeah, he doesn't drink water ever. That's crazy. I do want to say, because to clarify, like, people, you might hear, like, oh, bugs. No, so we live, like, right next to a pond, and we have neighbors that I've seen. They will leave trash, like, well, I say we, like, we're not roommates, but, like, I live right next to, and he does too, actually, neighbors that, like, put their trash. We have neighbors in our complex that
put dirty.
Yes, and they put trash out, like, their trash bags right outside by the door. It's like, no wonder we fucking have bugs. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, but my place in general, his place too, very clean, very, very, very pretty pristine and all that. So, just want to, clarify that. But I have heard, by the way, and actually his house might be like this, of houses where it is so dirty that even bugs don't want to go there. So that might be his situation. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, even the bugs are like, oof.
Could be.
Yo, bro, don't go near that house.
Because think about it, right? The trope of like, oh, it's like late in the middle of the night or whatever, you turn on the light and roaches scatter.
Yes.
That happens in clean houses. That doesn't happen in dirt, so it's weird how that works. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were we talking about before you had a visitor?
I don't know. Before he, got all chummy with my ankle.
With your ankle, yeah.
Nasty. And see, the real weird thing about it is I didn't even get a clear view of what it was. So I have no idea if it was.
It was probably a baby roach or something.
I don't know. I mean, it was gray.
It was gray.
It was gray. I saw a little gray blob thing before I smacked it off, and I don't know.
You see it again.
I do.
Don't pick it up. All right.
Dead. Was trying to crawl underneath your carpet or your
Did
rug.
it almost look like a worm?
No, it was definitely a little roach.
Okay.
It was about yay big.
Because I was thinking it could be a silverfish.
Mm.
I've seen those and killed those.
Mm.
Those are so apparently if you get like holes in your clothes, that's silverfish. I hate them so much.
Well, I never got holes in my clothes.
Really? Oh yeah, I get them like in my shirt sometimes. I fucking hate it. Anyway,
It's
funny. I actually thought about pausing there, like when you originally went, what's on my leg? I was gonna pause it and be like, hey, we don't.
Now this is good content.
Yeah, now we have this content exactly.
That's funny, man. Logan, you're gonna get a trip out of it. You're gonna hear, you're gonna be like, what's all that slapping? What's going on? And then the little gray blob, and it turns out to be a little cockroach.
Yeah. I think we were talking about like okay, I remember. So like as far as like the reason that you would like go to like a bar or something.
That's right.
So like
I'm
for me,
thinking, what were we talking about?
For me, like a bar or a club or whatever, it's a social gathering.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that you go there is to be social with people.
Yeah.
So for me, right. So for me,
have fun.
Yeah. So for me, it would be like either like make friends
Mm-hmm.
or pick up girls. And
There you go.
I don't really care about like drinking and like stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
but here's the thing. So like the reality is okay, it's not that I don't like the environment. Like I said, I want to belong, but I feel like I don't.
I definitely don't belong in bars.
But I feel like, especially for me, I have to. Like
You have to.
yeah, because I feel like there's not really any other way that I will actually like meet other people that I want to like, especially like dating and hooking up.
Oh, there's tons of places.
Where like I don't.
Facebook groups.
I'm not talking about online.
Well, not online. You go and meet in person.
Okay, but this is okay. So this is part of that problem. People always yes, because people always say like, oh, when you go to like events and stuff, whatever, don't be like looking for like a relationship or whatever. Don't be like whatever. And I'm like, but if that's the reason that I'm going, then that's like that wouldn't like I don't know.
And lucky for you, there are specific groups for that.
What, for like singles to meet each other?
Oh,
for the purpose of dating?
Yeah, man. I've never gone to a Facebook group. Like obviously in person, not online, because what's the point of that?
Yeah.
But like I've looked at a ton. In my messages, I get. I don't know why.
Right.
But in some of my Facebook Messenger, I have like 5 or 6 different like for some reason I have.
You don't need to read them.
No, I like right here I have 1, 2, 3 voiceover artist jobs. Like for to meet up and compare notes, and which again I don't know why.
Well, because you were thinking about being like a voice actor or something.
Well, yeah, but that was a real just. Maybe I could do it. Thought about it for a little while. I was like,
Yeah, but you know how the algorithm works.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Oh, dude, there is tons of groups you can meet.
Yeah, I don't know, and then I will say the other thing about that is I feel like if it's not like a natural setting, but I guess it's not much different than like online dating, but I feel like if it's not a natural setting, it feels kind of like desperate and pathetic also. So I don't know, there's a lot that goes into it. Man, I was going somewhere with all this. I had a
It ran away from you too.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got on this. It's because of those damn bugs.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got on this topic. But
I haven't managed to catch my last thought either, so it's still really wild. I mean, shoot, it probably will never come back. So another thought gone.
I will say, in the world of entertainment, there was a really big thing that happened that you were super into as well. Not just Percy Jackson, but K-pop Demon Hunters. Mm-hmm. That movie came out, and that fucking crushed it.
Phenomenal.
It was a really fucking good movie. It was a really
that is one of those movies where I can watch it in a day, probably 5 times.
In one day?
Oh yeah, it's to me personally. To me, it's that good of a movie.
So that's funny because I don't ever since. Well, when I was a kid, I could watch the same thing over and over again. Mm-hmm. Now I always want something new. Mm. I'll go back to things that I really, but for the most part, I'm always trying to find new experiences.
Right. So funny thing about that, watching over and over and over again.
Yeah.
People, and obviously people with ADHD, they will totally get this, and they will agree that, for instance, a song. I listen to a bunch of songs over and over and over again.
Well, I do that too, but
our people with ADHD, in their brains release what's
oxytocin?
Where you feel really, really good.
Dopamine?
And
endorphins?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Oxytocin.
And then that high, quote unquote, is so good that you want it again and again and again and again. So that's why I have multiple songs on my phone where I've listened to them literally 20 times.
Well, same. And especially when especially if All Time Low or Water Parks or something comes out with a new song or a new record, that's on repeat until the next, and then eventually I'm all right, I'm ready to listen to something else.
Yeah.
But for a while I'm let me just over and over and over again, unless it's it really wasn't good. I actually don't like that one. Which it happened. It has happened. 2017's Last String Renegade. Did not care for that album. Some songs on it are really good, but the record overall, I do not. I just didn't. Okay. So 2 things. One, I wanted to say that because I remember how I got into the stuff with going out and all that. I was gonna say my vice, if you will, is not it's never been gambling, drugs, or anything like that. The thing that I desire, and it's not really, because it's not a bad thing, but the thing that I desire, that I guess is often associated as a harmful thing or whatever, is I would say ultimately sexual connection. I think that's all, because it's not just the physical, because, okay, so this is the thing for me, right? I believe that anybody, no matter who you are, how good or bad looking you are or whatever, how good or bad you are with women or men or whatever you're into, non-binary or whatever, I believe you can, if you want to, you can get laid. Anybody can get laid if they lower their standards enough. What I want, and then there are guys who will just lower their standards more and more. But what I want, and I remember I was talking about this with Logan, I am someone who will not lower their standards. I will make exceptions, and I'll do things where I'm okay, we can have, there's a difference between preferences and deal breakers and stuff. But if I'm not attracted to someone, if I'm not vibing with them, if we're not clicking, connecting,
it won't work for me.
I couldn't bring myself, because there are guys who they're I don't even like her, but I fucked her, or girls that'll even be that same way, and I don't get it. I'm just why would you? And I mean not even attracted. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense to me. We were talking about that. Mainly Logan and I, you a little bit when Logan was on here, but we were talking about that, about how a lot of these alpha bro guys, so they don't even like women. It's what are you doing? They're just getting it in to get it in. It's why? What are you doing? So I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I don't like. I've never been that kind of person, and I will never be that kind of person where I'm like, oh, let me just like hook up with anyone. Like that's ridiculous. So that's why I would say like it's not. I think for me like my not even my vice, but like what I really crave, I guess, like how you are with like food, fast food, whatever, is being desired. So for me, it's like being desired by someone I desire. To be clear, like reciprocal desire.
Right.
So for me, like the way you are with like fast food joint, although I never, I gotta stay away, but that's the closest thing I have to something where I'm like, I want this. Like this is something that I crave. You know what I mean? And that takes form not only just in real life, but also like, I mean, like we're watching things or whatever, and like, and you'll do it too, but like you'll point out, oh, she's cute, she's whatever, right? Like things like that, right? In different like movies and things you watch online and stuff. And of course, I'm very open about like how I watch porn too, so there's also that. But drugs and alcohol, none of that has ever been like my thing. For you, food is like a big thing for you.
It is.
So all of this to get into, bringing it back to the whole New Year thing, what are your plans for achieving this goal of like eating healthier and I think you want to start like going to the gym and stuff too, and like more and everything to like, well, what are you doing? Explain to the people.
The people. Power to the people.
That's right.
Hashtag. Well, just when I was
a young boy, your father took you into the city.
When I was a wee lad. Many moons ago. No, when I was this past week, the week of Christmas, I was up in Massachusetts, spending time with my dad and his side of the family. My aunts, uncles, everyone. And me and my dad, his girlfriend, and one of my aunts, we were at this Mediterranean restaurant. And, they're people from Mediterranean, right? No, Mediterranean. Yeah, I'm screwing myself up.
Yeah.
People that are from that part of the world, and that ethnicity, they eat very clean, very, very, very clean food, very, very rich, nutritional. They eat very clean and very delicious food. And I forgot what led up to it, but we were talking, and my dad's girlfriend told she relayed the fact that I already know that like people from the Mediterranean and from that culture, they again are super clean eaters. They have the best bodies, like physically, they look fantastic. Men, women. What
are you talking like Greek and stuff?
Like Greek, like people from Israel. Just like that whole group. Very clean eaters. Physically fit. They that phrase, have bodies like a god. Like a Greek god or god or whatever. And up there. I was like, of course, of course they eat because, they probably don't have, any McDonald's, they probably don't have a lot of like the fast food stuff that we here have in America. I mean, they probably do.
Yes, they do.
But we're talking about that, and also when I was up there, that I'm a Christian. And so there's this new
okay, I want to go after
there's this new movie that came out December 19th called David, and it tells the story of David from 1st and 2nd Samuel. How he was like 12 years old, a shepherd boy. Obviously the story of David and Goliath.
He played music for the king, right?
Yeah. He calmed King Saul.
Right.
And 2 fun facts about David. Not only was he a master musician, but he was a killer dancer, dude. He could break it down.
He was also a killer.
He was.
They sung songs about how
he's
David killed. Like, it was some other guy has killed thousands, but David has killed tens of thousands.
Dude.
He was...
yeah, man.
But he was one of those kings where, especially when he first started as a king, if I'm remembering the stories correctly, he basically, he went onto the front lines with his men.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't one of these kings
just sat back.
Exactly, yeah.
Go over here, do this.
Right.
Nah, he was in the fray, son.
Yeah.
So from his origins, when he was a 12-year-old, 13-year-old shepherd boy, all the way to when he got anointed by Samuel the prophet, all these things up to when he's a young an older teenager, and then he gets to be like a young adult, and then a full-on adult. And it goes to the whole thing, him and Goliath, him killing Goliath, and then, his best friend Jonathan, who was King Saul's son, died in battle, and, having sex with Bathsheba.
Well, I was going to ask how far it goes into his adult life, because does it go into him,
all of
hooking
the
up with
terrible
his friends? Yeah, hooking up with his friend's wife and getting her pregnant, and then sending him off to die and trying to pass it off as his, does it get into all the terrible things David did? Or just,
it does not.
I didn't think so.
No.
It's more of a kind of family, it's like rated PG, right?
It is.
So I didn't think it would.
Yeah, so I obviously don't want to spoil it or anything, if anybody wants to watch it.
Yeah, don't spoil a story from a 3,000-year-old book.
I don't want to spoil the movie.
But it follows the plot of First and Second Samuel, right?
But they add new things into it.
Oh,
they add newer things. I don't want.
Are you saying it's not biblically accurate?
Oh no, it is biblically accurate.
So what do you mean they add new things?
There's a dark mage that wears a skeleton outfit.
Oh,
yeah, it's weird. But back then it was weird.
How? Okay, so I'm really interested in this because to me, I can look at that and I'm like, well, this is a fictional story anyway. It makes sense. They can add whatever they want to it. It's a retelling of this incredibly old story. That's whatever. But as somebody who believes that this actually happened, how do you feel when they add things like this mage character that wasn't in the biblical story?
I'm kind of indifferent to it.
Okay.
Because to me, it's like I know that's not part of the actual story.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's that's cool. Whatever. Yeah.
Because the reason I ask is because did you ever see the Noah movie with Emma Watson? I think she was in it.
Oh, God.
Okay. So
that
So that movie.
Oh my
very not biblically accurate.
Oh, none at all.
And that pissed me off a lot.
Oh, dude, that was so far out of that wasn't even the story of Noah.
Exactly.
That was its own fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was.
So that pissed me off a lot when I was a believer. Again, now I could look at it and I'd be
Magic
like, okay,
rock
it's
giants. It's like magic rock.
So I
giants?
think they were supposed to be the Nephilim.
Probably.
Kind of like how in New Percy Jackson, they have the sirens who are apparently rock creatures, which is weird because I thought sirens were supposed to be like mermaids. I thought they were
They are.
Yeah, so that's weird, but maybe Disney was like, oh, we can't have sexy women luring people to, whatever, so...
That's when I say, and I really hope they do this, little side tangent, but it's going to be a short one, I promise you. When they do get to Heroes of Olympus, which is a more mature... books of Percy Jackson in that whole universe, I hope another studio does it, like like Max or some other studio that has a track record of producing and bringing out.
So if
pretty mature.
If Max did it, do you think it could be on the level as far as like violence and like just all the adult content? Do you think it could be on the level as like Game of Thrones or Euphoria? Those are like the only two things I know from Max. So.
I would say realistically, it would more align with
or like The Boys or Invincible or something.
Game of Thrones would be way too violent.
Okay.
Like way too.
So it's not that
like people getting ripped open.
What rating would this be? Like TV 14? It wouldn't be MA, would it?
No. I think TV 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So more like Vampire Diaries, more like the originals, or I know the original. Actually, the originals is really dark and gory, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's part of the Vampire. Oh, so this is interesting. I learned this a while ago. The Vampire Diaries is actually like a not a cinematic, but like a TV universe.
Yeah.
There's like the Vampire Diaries, and there's I think the originals, and there's like 3 or 4 other shows that are all connected. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
Yeah. Me. Oh, it was a long time ago. But when I found it, I was like, oh, that's. I mean, I never watched anything, but just knowing that, I was like, oh, that's cool, you know.
And so are the my interview with a vampire. It's like there are other movies that are because they're based on the Anne Rice things. The Anne Rice things, like the Mayfair Witches. Yeah, it was like, which I don't read. But I was watching the Mayfair Witches. Oh, it's the Immortal Universe is what it's called. Including the Vampire Chronicles and Mayfair Witches. Now, granted, this is that AI breakdown thing, so I don't know how accurate it is. Normally, these are pretty accurate, though. Yeah. So basically, So Mayfair Witches that stars Alexandra Daddario. And from what I've heard, the book is nothing like the show. Like it's and like I remember going on the subreddit asking about it. I was like, yeah, like why is this so different? And people so after every episode, they had a breakdown with the author and like the director, and they were explaining, they're like, well, in the book, such and such, and then here, and I'm like, why do you have to keep saying about these differences? Isn't this supposed to be like a proper adaptation? Now, I've talked about this before. I think adaptation should like stay as true to the source material as possible. And even in the case of David, for example, I would prefer that story stays as true to the source material as possible. But I understand needing to take certain artistic liberties and stuff like that. So, I get it, but...
so a little fun fact, that mage part in the movie, that was the only difference.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they stopped. So like they stopped. Like in the story, they or in the movie, but from the story they stopped at the part where the people of Israel are running away from Saul, and David is like just announced king. That's when they stopped.
I was going to ask
much later on is when the whole thing with Bathsheba and having getting his.
But they don't show any of that.
No. They stop right when he gets King David.
That makes sense. It probably like has a close up on his face or something, and then it like goes like cuts to black real quick, and then the credits roll or some shit. Yeah.
But
and then after credits you have him on his roof and no, oh my god. Let me make my joke first, and then I'll rant. No, it's you after the credits you have him standing on his roof, and he sees Bathsheba bathing, and you just see him like looking, and then it goes to black again, and then And then that's the end.
Yeah.
No, that
David will return.
I fucking hate that. So for anyone that's not aware, Marvel is doing this thing right now where they are.
That sounded like it was in the hallway parts.
You know what it might be? You know those like pop things you can throw? They might be that.
Man, side tangent about this.
We have people doing like firecrackers or something outside.
And for all you
remember, it's New Year's.
Exactly, and for all you nurses and all those
the
people,
New Year. We're recording this on the night of January 1st. But yeah, go on.
Happy New Year. So a little side tangent for like the for like the fireworks. For all you nurses or doctors or
I thought you were going to say nerds.
Paramedics who work during the night, like way into the night, man, it must suck for them because they gotta hear this. Let's say they have a shift in like 2 hours, and all these firecrackers are going off, and it's like, well, got 2.5 hours of sleep, but
No. That's not. No. So what people normally do. So, like, my dad worked the night shift at the jail. And what people normally do when they have night shifts is, like, my dad would come home at, like, 7 in the morning, and he would go to bed, and he would get up. What? No, I'm not doing it!
No, we are leaving that in 2000.
Oh, my fucking God. I can't even say 6 or 7.
Funny. No.
Anyway, he would go to bed. And for anyone that's and this will be an interesting little time capsule because that means probably going to be long gone eventually. So for anyone who doesn't know what we're referring to, there's this meme happening right now where it started in November, I think, where kids started saying 6-7, which doesn't really mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
And there are so many times where people will say, like I just did. Oh, my dad got home around 6-7. I don't that's just people. We talk like that, which I think is how it started. Like they were asked something like, "How tall are you?" or something, or something like that. Something where the answer was
go,
6-7, and then kids are now like, 6-7, which I will say on that just real quick. While I do think it's stupid, and although I have referenced it myself a few times, I don't think it's really anything different than like the SpongeBob 24-25 kind of thing. It's just it's funny because it's actually I think it's more Gen Alpha humor than it is Gen Z. But it's looping back around to like millennial. Like it's funny because it's random. Like it's funny because it's nonsensical, which is dumb. But absurdism is a thing in comedy. So anyway, point is that's what he's referencing for people that watch this like 10, 20 years, 6-7 years in the future. Anyway, no, my dad would go get home around that time, go to bed pretty soon after. Then he would get up about 6 or 7, and then he'd go into work around no. I think he got up around 4 or 5, and then he went into work at 8 or not 7 or 8, something like that. He'd leave at 6 or 7, and then he'd get whatever. I think he worked a 7 to 7 shift or something. I don't remember what it was, but he worked 12 hours. It was rough. My point is, people that work the night shift go to bed in the morning, and they sleep all day and get up for the night. It's the same thing we do, just the other way around. So take that as you will. Man, the animation for this movie. Wait, can I rant about the will return?
Yeah.
So Marvel is doing this thing. They're promoting to promote the Avengers Doomsday, which I think is going to be Secret Wars. But in order to promote Doomsday, they're doing this thing they had this thing where it was Captain America, a young Captain America, Steve Rogers, Chris Hemsworth, Chris. The other one.
One of the Chris's.
Evans. Chris Evans.
Yeah. There's 7 7 Chris's.
Yeah, he was holding a baby, and then it was just that, and him smiling, and then it just fades black and says Captain America will return. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Steve Rogers.
And Steve Rogers. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was another one where they just put it out like yesterday or the day before, with Thor, and it was just like a little bit of narration, which was like the same from his first movie. And it has him like in some wilderness area or something.
He's praying to Odin
briefly, and then it just fades to black, and it's like Thor will return. I'm like, stop! Give us a fucking trailer.
Oh, they won't.
Yeah, but this is just like a fucking tease, and I know that's the point. I know that's. It annoys me. I'm like, just do a real thing. Don't fucking like yank my chain with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, fucking do something real. So anyway, I hate those little fucking teasers.
I think this next trailer is going to be like the first legitimate trailer. Of Doomsday.
What I think they're gonna do, I hope they don't, but what I think they're gonna do is they're doing these very small little teaser. You know what I would like, actually? So they did this leading up to the animated Avengers in like 2008. Or maybe it was 2009 or 10, whatever. Which actually kind of coincided with the movie. But it was leading up to that, where basically what they had was they had like a short 2 or 3 minute video of like each of the Avengers characters, and they would like release it online. I think it was on Disney XD back in the day. So they would release it online, and people would you could watch this little 2 minute. If it was something like that, like a little 2 or 3 minute short with you actually see something happening with these characters, I'd be fine with that. But this like 30-second.
You just don't like teasers.
No, I don't like teasers as their own thing. Like, a teaser should be like a commercial. A teaser should be something that is, I don't know, I just want substance. Like, this is it's just annoying. You know, it's just these little like nothing segments, and I'm like, do something. All they're saying is, oh, this character's coming back. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Do a fucking like longer video and do those little snippets of all of them. Don't have this like if they were all combined, if it had like 5 of these and they were all combined into one video, I'd be fine with that. But this is, I don't know, it's just annoying.
Interesting.
But what I think they're gonna do, and I hope they don't, but what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna do this same thing for all the main Avengers, and then they're going to put out the actual trailer. I think because we had Captain America, now we had Thor. We're probably going to do one with Iron Man and maybe Black Widow. I'm not sure. Just to show like where these characters are or whatever. Well,
Black Widow's dead.
Yes, but so is Tony Stark, and he's coming back. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, man, I've seen some like fans. They've like casted their own, like not their own, but they've casted like other actors, actresses that should play certain characters. And one of the actors somebody casted for like a fan cast, was. Oh, I forgot the actor's name, but he played the main British guy on Peaky Blinders.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. They casted him as Dr. Doom.
I could see it.
And I was like, that's pretty freaking legit. Yeah, I could see him being, I could see Cillian Murphy?
Yes, that's it.
Cillian Murphy, yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, he would be a great, like, Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom casting instead of... I mean, how, like, come on. Robert Downey Jr., how freaking rich. He doesn't need it. Come on now, give it to another. Or like a, not an up-and-coming actor, but like an actor that no one could, like, see coming. You know, like, whoa, like, this oddly fits.
I don't think it's about him needing it, though. I think it's about them wanting...
Cash grab.
No, I think it's about them needing him. I think it's about Marvel.
To keep it going.
Marvel Studios needing him.
That's so desperate.
Yeah.
Dang, come on, Marvel. You guys are better than this.
Because his contract was up. He didn't retire, but he was done with Marvel at least.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, hey, how's another, like, $20 million or whatever? Like, I don't know how much they paid. But
that's low.
I don't know how much they paid, but, they must have paid a lot. Because they need him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and apparently the story they're going for is that in
Battle War, right?
Like in this, like in another universe, the Tony Stark of that universe, something happened to where he like went crazy or something, and he like found out about like all the incursions that are happening, and realities are getting destroyed by whoever, whatever, and he becomes Doctor Doom in order to save. Actually, I think the Russo brothers kind of said like he is going to be like how Thanos was in Infinity War, or like he thinks he's the hero. Like he thinks he's saving everyone by doing something.
So is it canonically Tony Stark?
I think so.
That's stupid.
In like another universe, like this Tony Stark looks like him, but he's not actually him. If that makes sense.
So is it Tony Stark though?
Yeah.
So it's not Victor Von Doom.
It's another reality's Tony Stark, but then he becomes Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah,
I hate all of that.
Have a conversation with Marvel. Feige, where you at?
Listen, I already have a bone to pick with them over Spider-Man.
Feige,
I don't need
what's your bald ass doing, Feige?
I just heard
you and your stupid hats that he wears with every suit he wears.
He wears hats?
He does.
Oh, he does. I've never really seen much of the guy. I hear of him.
He's in, like I've heard some interviews between him and whatever. He's an odd. He's like he's like an Elon Musk type of guy. He's very weird.
Oh god.
Like to talk, like talking to just a person to interact with. He's a real like odd person. Again, he's like an Elon Musk type of guy to have a conversation with.
Do you think he's on the spectrum?
No. Oh no.
Hey, he doesn't have a hat here. Pulling up an image of him bald.
No
hat on. Yeah.
But
I understand though why I understand why he wears a hat all the time though, because like I've thought about this. If I ever went bald, I don't really think a hat suits me that much though. So I would prefer not a hat. But what I would probably do actually, but I've always said I would either wear a hat like all the time,
just go with a classic baseball cap.
Right, which is kind of like what he wears. I would not wear a beanie like fucking what's his face, Tim Pool. I wouldn't do that. But what I would do is what I would really like to do is I would just get a wig that looks like my hair. Like a really nice wig that just looks like my hair,
Yeah.
Where you can't even tell the difference.
No. Yeah, that must be a lot of work to keep up with a wig. I don't know. 'Cause
not really.
What if it slips off? Like there have been times where wigs have slipped off.
But it wouldn't normally slip off. Women. There are women that wear wigs all the time and you can't even tell.
Yeah.
Especially black women. Like there are people.
There's this one interview of these two people talking, and this black girl that was talking to the interviewer. She had on my kind of hair that I like, the real frizzy poofy hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And she stretches back.
Oh yeah, and
it falls, and she's like, it just gets like, it was all laughing and giggly, and then it just goes quiet, and she says, "Oh my god, oh my god," and he's laughing, and she's like, "For those of you who don't know, my wig just slipped off behind the couch." Yeah.
I think it's the thing is too, if you do something like that, I think you also need to own the fact that it is a wig. So if something happens where for me, if it fell off, I couldn't be like, oh my god, I'd be like, all right, let me just fixed it. All right, cool. I fixed it. We're good now. Kind of like if you did something like, I don't know, you, for whatever reason, like you had your pants undone and they fell down. Oh shit, let me pull this up real quick and, I don't know, just something.
That's a terrifying thought.
Is it?
If my pants all of a sudden just slipped down? At the airport? Oh man, dude, if that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, I am so sorry to everyone that just saw.
And then you get a bunch of girls coming up to you and they're like, so, what do you think?
Not the girls I saw. Oh man, dude.
You talked to a hot girl at the airport though, you told me that.
Yeah, but she didn't like me because I was a ginger. Because I am a ginger.
See, I should have been with you. I could have I could have met her.
Well, he's acting on just kidding.
Fuck you. Well, that would only matter if she wants to have kids. I'd be like,
no, she was very much like she dressed like a Kardashian. She had a real Valley Girl voice, which I don't like. I mean, I don't really care for that. If I marry someone or whatever who has that kind of voice, like it doesn't matter. Like it's whatever. But she dressed like a complete Kardashian, talked like a Valley Girl. She had a real she's just like, and she's like, oh my gosh, like I'm like, hey, and she's like,
oh my god, hi, my name's Samantha. How are you?
I was like, the grandma. Oh, you look like my granddaughter. You look like one of my granddaughter's exes. Hey, come over here.
Yeah.
And she walks over and she's like, oh, how? I'm like, hi. And instantly, again, the voice, just like, I know a couple of seconds into where either I'm like, no, or like, yeah, sure.
So that's one of the things. That's a good example where like I want to, like, my like goal for like the year, but just myself in general. It's like I want to be the kind of guy that like I could be in that situation and meet that girl, talk to her, and even if I get rejected,
get
like
the number.
It's fine. Like you get rejected, it happens. But at least make my intentions clear. Let her know that I'm into her. And even if it's like you're actually really cute, but I have a boyfriend or whatever, then like, okay, cool. Like, you have a, whatever. But like just something where like I know there's like, I don't know, like I could actually like pull, as they call it, someone like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of, I want to be in the kind of environment where like or be the kind of person where I could be in an environment like that and there's like someone I find attractive and I'm just like, I can just go like introduce myself and talk to them and hit on them and taking rejection is a big part of it, which I think I can take rejection well. My problem is I have always felt like I don't actually like make it clear that I'm flirting. Like I don't. I feel like I've never actually like any girl that I've like tried to like hit on or whatever. I never made it clear enough that like I found them attractive enough that I was interested in them in the first place. So they didn't actually like reject me per se. It was more of like nothing ever happened. So but I don't know.
Yeah, and then she's grandma pipes up and she's like, so would you date him? Because I know he looks like one of your exes. And she's like, possibly if he dyed his hair a different color because I don't like gingers.
See, dyeing it would be okay.
I'm like, I will not dye my hair for you. So no. I didn't say that.
Speaking of which, by the way, I think your hair looks really good like that. You guys can't see, but he's growing his hair a little bit. Not like super like grown out, but like he would always have a buzz cut for a long time. Growing out a little bit now. I like it like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you can actually style it a little bit now. It's nice.
It's once like the initial like month or so growing it out, it was rough because I was like,
well, that's how it always is.
It's like I'm like, oh, it's so hot, sweaty outside, and love this, that, and the other. But now that it's actually grown out, it's doable.
It's funny because I remember when I had my haircut super short one day. I remember you actually saw like it was really short in the back, and like I could like when I took a shower, I felt the water on the back of my head, like on my skin, and it was weird. I was like, this isn't. I shouldn't be feeling this. Like this is weird. And I don't really like it.
Funny.
So,
But
but yeah, I have longer. I've never had like hair like you had, like that short. Like I've never done that. I would never do that.
It definitely isn't for everyone.
No,
Definitely works for some people.
Well, apparently it made you look like a burglar or something, like a thug or something.
Yeah, made me look like a delinquent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And so if he dyed his hair, maybe.
What color do you think she'd? You think she'd like the Eminem look you had before? No, not that. Not even that. Maybe just like that, but blonde.
Probably.
You know what I mean? That might be cool. Or I remember for a minute you were talking about dyeing it black.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you were like, how do you do that? I'm like, I got you. Like, this is just what I do. And, it's not for everyone. Like, whatever you want to, I used to always jokingly tell people when I had, like, auburn hair, they'd be like, would you ever dye it? Like, no. And I was like, I'd dye it purple. Yeah, that was always my joke. But now I do actually dye it, and I don't dye it purple.
There you go.
But,
and yeah, so she says these things. I'm like, okay, well, good for you. And so she gets up. She's it's nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you too. And she walks back to her seat. And before Grandma leaves, she gets up and she's like, "Has anyone ever told you that you look like Shane Gillis?"
You have to tell this story.
And I'm like, oh my god. Yes, ma'am. I've been told that many times. But yeah, what Chris said. So this past week, I was up in Massachusetts with my dad and his side of the family, and we went ice tubing or snow tubing. Not to get it confused with tubing here in Florida. When you do that, you go on water. But no, this was on the snow and this was on the ice. And
can you guys tell this is his favorite state?
Massachusetts is pretty great.
I'm in here.
Oh yeah.
You love it.
I mean, it's whatever. It's I've come to accept the fact that Florida is gonna always, for the majority of it, be sweaty and hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then so a lot of times, sometimes we'll have these little cold fronts that come in, which are nice.
We have one right now.
We do. And then about a week or two of you can bust out a sweatshirt, a jacket. You can actually look good, with winter wear on and all that stuff. But no, Florida's okay. But no, so we're up there. And I did, went down a couple times, and I am walking with my dad to the moving catwalk that brings us up to the top of this pretty big hill that we're on, so we can slide down. And so as I'm waiting in line to get onto the moving thing. A grown man, probably in his mid-50s, probably late 50s, comes right up to me, and he says with complete boldness, he's like, "Hey, you're Shane Gillis, aren't you?" And me in the past, because another thing that I've kind of promised myself is I will be more out, like I will let my personality shine more, like from now on.
Right.
And so past me, when someone would say that or something like that would be said to me, me being the nice guy that I am, I would say, no, I'm not him. I've been told I look like him a lot. I appreciate it, but thank you. And then, that'd be it.
Mm-hmm.
Guy walk on his way, live his life, whatever, and that'd be the end of that. But no. Since it's a new year and a new beginning for me, I decided, you know what? Let's have some fun with this. So again, he comes running up to me. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're Shane Gillis." I'm like, yeah, of course I am. Trump's the best. I did the whole Shane Gillis, whatever.
Mhm.
And this dad, he's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Kids, come over here. And his two little kids come run, and they're probably like 5, 6 years old. Like, they're little kids. And they're like, oh my gosh, you Shane Gillis, we watch your stuff all the time. You're so funny. Blah, blah, this, that, and the other. I'm like, yeah, kids, it is. I whatever I said. And the dad then proceeds to say, hey man, I know you're spending time with your family. I don't want to bring you away from that, but is it okay with you if we have, if me and my kids can pitch with you? And at this point, I'm already all the way deep into the hole, right? There's no way of climbing out at this point.
Right.
And so I'm like, you know what? Let's keep going. Run it. And so I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, come on, future. And so me and their dad are standing next to each other, and the kids are standing, like in between us. And some bystander takes like 2 or 3 pictures, and I've seen not quite a bit, but I've seen a few of Shane Gillis's comedy acts and just interviews and stuff like that, and how he talks and his mannerisms. And not only do I look like him, not only do I sound like him, but I also. So me and Shane Gillis are the same height. We're both 6'1".
Right.
So we have all that, and so pictures were taken, and the dad was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mr. Gillis. He dapped me up. I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate you taking a picture with me and my kids." I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course, man. All for the kids, obviously." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to go to your next show. Have a good day, man." And he walks away, and he's like, "All right, come on, kids." And the kids say, "Bye, Mr. Gillis." And they go, and I'm like, And my dad's behind me, and I look at him like, "Wow, that was something, right?" And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "They're gonna find out that you're not Shane Gillis,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna hurt their feelings." Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Oh, Dad, I mean, come on, Dad. You would have done it too, Dad." And he's like, Yeah, I would have. But yeah, if you ever see me on the street, I'll gladly take a picture with you and sign some merch.
Lie. You don't smell like Shane Gillis. You smell like a throne. You don't sit on a.
Lies?
No, you smell like beef jerky and
cheese. Is it beef jerky?
Something like but he says like you sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah. You smell like something and something.
Yeah, beef jerky and beer or something. No, he probably wouldn't know what beer is. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Buddy was sheltered. Now he was sheltered.
Literally.
But yeah, that is my Shane Gillis lookalike story. And again, y'all ain't listening. I know that for a fact, but the dad and 2 kids, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. It was nice to meet you guys. But, it is what it is. Life goes on and on and on. And you gotta take it as it is, Pookie. You gotta take it as it is.
Take it as it is. And you know what? Honestly, that actually...
And then even your friend, I forgot her name.
Haley? Yeah.
Even she said...
Yeah, she says you look like
I look like Shane Gillis. I'm like...
Yeah.
Maybe I should just go with him on his shows.
I wonder if Nate would think that. I wonder if you could... honestly, you could probably... If you wanted to, you could probably, do something online being like a Shane Gillis impersonator.
Oh. We got a 1099. The comedian known as Shane Gillis just robbed a bank.
Speaking of online, let me ask you this.
I'm not chronically online, no.
No, I am.
You are, yes.
No. You're chronically on TikTok.
I am. Listen, TikTok satiates my dopamine for my brain. Okay?
Yeah.
It satiates my ADHD.
Yeah.
So,
you live on TikTok. I live on YouTube. That's basically what it comes down to.
That's right.
No, but what I was going to ask, you mentioned a couple episodes ago that you were starting up your own channel. Do we have an update on any of that?
I've been slacking. There was no update, no. Probably will get back into the saddle, the next couple days, thinking about that and cooking. Hold up, let him cook. So out of the Gen Z slang terms, I think that one I can get behind. Because,
oh, can you now?
I can't.
You piece of shit. We were watching a video one day, and
whoa! Let him cook.
No. You said something or about something, and I said, no, she's cooking, or something like that, and you were stopped, and you were like, did you looked at me with the most disgusted look on your face.
I did.
Did you just say she's cooking? Well, yeah. And he's like, oh, this Gen Z.
Well, hey, you know that old saying, either
can't beat them, join them.
Can't beat them, join them. So hey, I can adapt my lingo. Yeah,
lingo. Yeah,
I can adapt my lingo to cooking or cook. But,
no. Well, I mean, all of these terms, language and slang and stuff, is constantly changing and evolving anyway. You know what I mean? I'm sure people thought it was really weird when we started referring to things that were previously neat and swell as cool and rad.
Oh, so dope.
And tight.
Oh, you sound dope?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Dope.
Or fat with a PH. That's a more 90s thing, or 2000s. It's not really a thing we have anymore. We say anymore. But, that kind of, that kind of shit.
Yeah. But yeah, for the podcast thing, like I said, slacking.
You want to clarify what you mean by that?
Oh yeah. So I am in the process. Again, I said I'm slacking, but I'm gonna get back onto the saddle and keep on galloping towards that. It's a podcast where I am going to be talking about. One of my favorite things I liked as a kid, and now it's prevalent, for the Percy Jackson show, or just that universe in general. Is I'm going to be talking about just diving into that universe and just the lore of all the Greek gods and goddesses, the Roman side of that, all you mythology junkies, who that's your thing. Gonna dive into some Norse mythology, Thor, Loki, Odin, and I might even delve into some real wonky mythologies like African mythology or Egyptian mythology. And then with those certain mythologies like Norse and Egyptian, there are also books written by the author who created Percy Jackson that delve into Egyptian mythology, and that whole lore is part of the real world, and same with Norse mythology. So no, it's gonna be good, and I am excited for it. But I want to finish the thought before it escapes from me, like my last thought did. Which again, I'm still trying to catch it. It's still evading me. But this David movie, the soundtrack, banging, dude. It's like the new Disney. How most Disney movies in the past.
Yeah.
Lion King, Tarzan, all these, I say they're classics. They all had killer, banging songs, soundtracks. The State movie, great songs. Obviously, a great message. The animation, crisp. Voice acting, on point. Yeah. That was my thought on that movie.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you really liked it. I do want to see it at some point. Is it the first kind of these movies that Angel Company has made?
No. They've made a few other. I don't think animated movies.
You know what I would love to see. So there was this thing on History Channel, probably about a decade ago or so now, maybe more. It was just called The Bible. It was like the Bible series, and it was this like almost, again, not as far as like the violence and shit.
Right.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of violence and stuff in real life, but in the stories, but and incest and stuff. But anyway, it was a like Game of Thrones kind of style of the Bible, as far as like it was these, like it presented the stories from the Bible as a TV episode. Like each book or something was a TV episode.
Pretty cool.
And I thought that was really cool, but they skipped over a lot.
Yeah, it'd be long seasons, my guy.
What I would and
that'd be a lot of seasons.
So what I'm getting at is what I would like to see is something like that, like the full Bible turned into not just one movie, because that's crazy, but turned into like a series. Yes. Yeah. And even if you wanted to do it like a series of movies, like the David movies and stuff, fine. Obviously, so something's going to be rated for everyone. Some things are going to be rated for adults only. Whatever, you know. So on and so forth. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But you know, that's never been a thing.
Yeah, that'd be epic though. That'd be cool. But and I just found this out. Like again, like you know, the movie had banging songs. But apparently, I just found out about this like a day or two ago, and I only saw the first 3 episodes. They're obviously creating more episodes, but you have to have a membership to keep on watching them. You know the Angel Studios app that they're making, or they've made a young David, like a. Like what, a 21-minute kind of like, not I guess it would be. It's like what kind of episode thing is SpongeBob? It's like the slice of life,
serialized or slice of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not like, okay. So that would be the case for a lot of stuff like that, but that is not my preference.
No, but there's there's some songs from this series that, you know, again, banger songs, and you know, there's probably obviously a reason, but I always find that when a movie is made and then like a TV show is made like after it or before it, the TV, the show animation isn't that like fluid. It's like real. I mean, it's fluid to a point. Like it's
the
real.
Show anime? What do you mean?
Yeah, so it's called Young David.
Okay.
And I thought that was another freaking bug. I was about to go to town on my ankle.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean when you say. So, is it serialized, or like what are you getting at? I don't know. What are you talking about with this?
I don't know. It's just like maybe it's not like a slice of life. Maybe I'm getting that.
Okay, let me be clear about this. So, slice of life would be like SpongeBob, or like I don't know, some other fucking like Animaniacs or some cartoon where, you know, it's not really like a ton of. It's not like each episode leads into the next. A full-on, like, each episode leading into the next series would be something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, or any of the Avatar things.
Right. I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to find like if it is one of those, but I would call it like a slice of life series. And then like obviously like story wise, like obviously the movie is when it obviously becomes
So it's connected to the movie? It's like the series leads up to the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I always find television shows that come like I think mainly after movies about the same thing. I feel like the animation is like good, but it's not like it's not smooth. Like it's real choppy, I guess. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Again, songs banging. The TV show animation. It's good.
Well, it's lower budget.
Right. Yeah.
It to be amazing.
But yeah, no, it's just like obviously, if you want to see it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, definitely a family friendly movie, obviously. And like the majority of the songs from the show and the movie, I have on my Apple, not on my Apple, on my YouTube Music.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. But no, yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. I was going to say something else.
Well, if you don't remember,
which will probably be, I probably won't remember it. But anyways, you were saying?
I wanted to close out at this point.
All right.
With a, you had said earlier, and I was going to lead into it after you said this in general, how, that you take it as it comes, basically. That's kind of like, that's true for life in general, and that'll be very true for like this year. And like what you were talking about with like your, I think a big thing for both of us is consistency. Consistency with like working toward our goals in the first place, and then for you, like getting your content off the ground in the first place, and then being consistent with that. For me, being consistent in general with that, I keep kind of mulling around and or mulling over and thinking if I want to get back into Rambling Reviews. Although if I do Rambling Reviews again, what I'm going to do, I'm basically going to kind of start it over, because what I'll end up doing is like I want to do like not a issue by issue or for like a comic or episode by episode breakdown for those things. I want to do more of like, okay, here's like this story arc, or here's like this year in the comics or the TV show, like this story arc or this season or this whatever it is, right? So I think I want to do something like that. Okay. But for movies and video games, that's probably still gonna. It will. I don't know. It depends on how they are, but that's probably still gonna be like a movie by movie, video game by video game, like breakdown kind of thing. Okay. As in like, whatever. But I think what I'm more interested in and want to focus on for these things in general is probably more so the plot. I don't think I really care that much to get into the behind the scenes and stuff like that. I think I want to focus more on like, how is this as a piece of art, as a story, as whatever it is, Mm-hmm. I think I want to focus more on that. But part of it, comes down to as well, like with my next job, if I'll be able to keep up with like current events while working. Because if I'm not, then I'm not going to be able to focus so much on current events. And I'll have to do only rambling reviews. But we'll see about how time aligns with everything and all that. But something that you and I have been very consistent with is this podcast. And that, as far as I know, is not going anywhere in 2026. That we will continue, and we will just keep it going and keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
So I think setting realistic expectations for New Year's goals is very important. And I one thing that I want to say is, if you fail or have any setbacks with any of your New Year's resolutions or anything like that, if you do New Year's resolutions, don't let that bog you down and go, oh, now I gotta wait till next year. No, nothing like that. Like, if your thing is like, oh, I'm gonna get in shape or whatever, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna give up something. I'm gonna give up smoking. I'm gonna give up drinking, whatever. People who do this thing called dry January, where they kind of like known at November, but for alcohol, they just don't drink. Whatever it may be. If you want to do something like that, and then you're like one day or 1 week or whatever, you're like, oh man, I didn't go to the gym at all, or I didn't drink, or I did drink, or I smoked, or whatever it is you were trying to give up. You don't let it get yourself down if you slip up on any of these things, because it's hard to make long-lasting changes to yourself. It really is. Mm-hmm. So give yourself credit, give yourself grace, and give yourself room for failure, and be okay with failing and stuff. And as I say this, I know these are things that I need to internalize myself as well. So I would just say that kind of stuff. And how other than that, it's pretty much all I got. Just set realistic expectations and shoot for what you want, and don't let it get you down if you don't measure up exact. And also, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Where you're like, well, I have to be whatever, before, I don't know, whatever it is. Or if you're like, oh, my goal is to, I want to bench 200 pounds, or I want to lose 200, whatever, and then you're like, oh man, I only benched 150, or man, I only lost 15 or 10 pounds, whatever, or 5, whatever it is, you made steps toward your goal, and that's all you can really do. You can only take steps more and more. So. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for me. As always, let us know what you guys think about any of the things that we've talked about. That's the end of this year. On to the next one.
Yeah. Stay fresh, Pookie, and have a fantastic 2026.
Happy New Year, everybody. Take care of yourselves.
You always gotta have the freaking last words.